Hey everybody, welcome to LennyDTV, your source for everything fitness. I'm your host, Lenny Dandridge. In today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about something that's near and dear to my heart. I have a 3-year-old son and a 1-year-old daughter. I want to talk to you about an epidemic that we're having in our country. It's called childhood obesity. I want to talk to you guys about proper nutrition or proper habits that you want to get your children into eating, how you can allow your children to be healthier adults. One point I want to make is that what your children eat from birth until up to about 5 or 7 years old is going to determine what their health is for the future, what their eating habits are. Their little bodies are developing, and if you're putting things in it that are not healthy, it's going to lead to an unhealthy teen and an unhealthy adult. Okay, for the first time in history, okay, our children have a lower life expectancy than we have. Okay, and a lot of that is due to just a lack of exercise and the poor diets that our children have. And we have to take responsibility for that. Okay, I'm not saying I have all the answers, but I've come up with about 8 or 9 points here that I think will really help in getting your children going in the right direction. I try to implement it with my children as much as possible. And so far, I think that it's faring them well. Okay, number 1 point, lead by example. If you eat healthy, you eat vegetables, you eat fruits, you don't eat a lot of sweets, you don't eat a lot of junk food, your children are gonna do the same things that you do. So if you're doing the right things, they're gonna do the right things. Number 2, you be the boss. Okay, this is what we're having for dinner, son. This is what we're having. Don't give your children so many options. Okay, oh, my child doesn't like to eat vegetables, or he doesn't, she just refuses to eat any fruits that, she only wants chicken fingers and fries. Well, you know what? That's because you allow them to have it. If you don't let them have it, they're going to eat what you have prepared for them to eat. If they don't eat. And that sounds harsh, but the reality of it is your child's not going to not eat. They're going to eat what you have prepared for them. Okay, it might be a fight, but it's worth the fight in the long run. Okay, so you be the boss, give them what you have, what you want them to have. Number 3, stay away from processed foods. Okay, frozen foods, canned foods. They're super high in sodium, a lot of preservatives and chemicals that are just not good for growing bodies. They're not good for adults either. I know it's easier, it's faster, sometimes it's less expensive, but you know what? You don't want to skimp on time and effort and money on your children at the expense of your children's health. Okay, so if at all possible, you want to try to eat as much fresh foods and vegetables as you possibly can for your children. Okay, one way to save money is to limit the amount of times that you go out to eat. Okay, it's going to be a lot more economical for you, and then you can afford to go and get the fresher fruits and fresher vegetables. Okay, also, you don't know what you're getting when you go to a restaurant. It might say on the menu, okay, this is our healthy choice. But you know what? You don't know what they're doing with that food in the kitchen. So you kind of want to cut down on the amount of times that you go out. Just limit it, and you're going to have a healthier child, and you're going to be healthier also. If you do eat out, do not order off the kids' menu. Typically, most kids' menus do not have the healthiest of choices. They have pizza, they have chicken fingers, they have French fries, they have popcorn shrimp, they have pizza, mac and cheese. All of these things that, quote unquote, what kids want, okay, is usually not the healthiest choice. Okay, so just feed your child off of your plate. One thing is, you're probably going to have a healthier choice off an adult menu that's more extensive. Number 2, it's going to help you eat less. You're sharing with your child, so they're not, it's actually going to make you healthier in the process. Probably save you a few bucks. You're paying $6 or $7 for a kid meal that's not really good for them anyway. Number 5, limit the amount of juice that your children eat. Okay, one rule of thumb for me: 2 parts water, 1 part juice. And really, should maybe once or twice a day even have juice. They should be drinking water most of the time. And your kid is not going to know any difference between the diluted version of juice and regular juice if that's what you give them. If he's constantly drinking water, my son loves it when I give him a quarter orange juice and the rest water. He thinks it's the greatest thing. I taste it and think it tastes terrible. But, you know, that's what he's used to. His taste buds aren't used to sweetness. So that's what I do with him. Okay? It's empty calories anyway. You want your children to eat more foods and get their juice from the actual fruit. Okay? I shouldn't even have to say this, but no soda for kids. My son's never had soda. I don't eat soda. I don't drink soda. My wife doesn't drink soda. But if we're out and other people are drinking it, I just simply tell my son it's not for kids. Okay? Same thing I do with SpongeBob. Make a big knock on SpongeBob, but it's really not for kids. So I tell my son, SpongeBob's not for kids. When it comes on television, Daddy, change the channel. Not for kids, not for kids. Okay? If I can influence him that way, I can influence him when it comes to not eating bad or drinking something bad. You're not going to give your kid coffee. Why would you give him soda? It's got all that caffeine in it. It's got all that high fructose corn syrup. It's got all the carbonation, which is not good for children anyway. Okay, number 6, try not to have your kids watch TV while they're eating. Okay, it leads to mindless eating, overeating. Same thing for adults. You really shouldn't be watching television while you're eating. It's just an area that I struggle with a little bit. Sometimes I let my son watch his show while he's eating just to get him to eat. Not a good habit to get him into. Try to not do that. Number 7, limit snacking, chips, crackers, things like that. Okay, you don't want your kids filling up on that stuff because then they're not going to want to eat their actual meal. Okay, limit that. Number 8, train your child. Once you eat your meal, move on, go play, do something active. Train them not to just eat because it's there. I see that my daughter, she's a really good eater. She's a year old, but at the same time, sometimes she'll eat all her food and then she'll want to eat, what we're having. Okay, it becomes habit forming. I know she's only a year old, but you want to get your kids out of that habit. So we just kind of distract her and tell her to go play with her toys. Once she's distracted, she doesn't even think about wanting food. Okay, so you don't want to get them into the habit of eating just because it's there. Last point I want to make is, you see I have this here. This is called Vima Next. Okay, this is a children's supplement. I think that every child should be taking some form of nutritional supplement or a vitamin to help them bridge the gap between their nutrition. Okay, they're not getting everything that they need just from food. Even if you're trying to do all the right things, sometimes kids just don't get enough. Most of the times they don't. Okay, I recommend Vima Next. Okay, it's a liquid vitamin, which is very important for more absorption. Also, it has minerals in it because most of us are mineral deficient. Children are mineral deficient. In order to absorb vitamins properly, you need minerals. Okay, this has over 65 plant source organic minerals, plant sources, so our body can actually absorb it. It has 12 full spectrum vitamins. It has over an abundance, more than 100% of the recommended daily value. It also has a 14 fruit and vegetable extract proprietary blend, spinach, grapeseed, kiwi, carrot. Okay, it has a ton of vegetables and fruits in it. It has DHA, which is good for brain development, quercetin, which is also great for children. Okay, it has the mangosteen fruit, which is high in antioxidants. Okay, I highly recommend this product. If you guys want more information about it, you can call Vima. You can go to the website vimacrusade.com, or you can just send me a message, send me an email, leave me a message on Facebook, and we can talk about it later. But I do highly recommend it. If you have another form of vitamin that you're using, I suggest you take a look at this and see the difference in what you're getting. Okay, this is not your gummy vitamin. Okay, again, it's Vima Next. Highly recommend it. If you have any questions, like I said, hit me up on Facebook. Guys, until next time, it's LennyDTV. Thank you guys, and God bless you.